In the world of racing games, where speed and adrenaline fuel the competition, players often find themselves fighting for fractions of a second. Even in a soapbox driving without engines, Zeepkist is no exception. But within this remarkable game, there existed a challenge that pushed the boundaries of skill, precision, and determination. A challenge not against the clock, but focused around just crossing the finish line. Today, we embark on a journey to explore the untold story of Zeepkist's first challenge map. A map truly ahead of its time, designed to test even the most skilled players. Welcome to Mount Pain. At the time of the map's release, Zeepkist was just beginning to grow as a game. Most players were still getting used to the level editor and focused on figuring out what makes the best soapbox maps. There was one player, Greel, who wanted the challenge. There was no map currently in the game that could be viewed as an accomplishment for just completing. Enjoying a challenge themselves, Greel took this opportunity to get to work. In their own words, it took a week of great determination to design, build, and validate Mount Pain. Let's take a look inside the volcano to understand what makes the track so difficult. It's important to note that Zeepkist does not have respawnable checkpoints. This entire track must be done in one run. If a player crashes, they are sent back to the start. With that said, the track starts out with a series of high-speed tubes that give the player little to no time to react. Each of these turns must be memorized in advance. The player's precision is put to the test as they're required to drive through moving blades, jumping through windmills, dodging hammers, and timing crossing through spinning saws. The next section involves the player making a tight jump through the base of a windmill before, once again, timing a gap in moving saws, this time dropping to the track below. After another jump through the windmill, the player is met with a short pipe section. Similar to the start of the map, this section is too fast to react, and players must know the turns entering the pipe. We're now over 2 minutes into the track and just reaching the hardest section. Players must stay low on this wall ride to be sent into a smooth transfer where they need to maintain as much speed as possible to spiral up a funnel. If players ascend this funnel too steeply, they will fly into the air and not make it to the top. Players are welcomed at the top of the funnel by an unforgiving, tight corridor. After making it past all these obstacles, the player is in the home stretch, needing one more wall-to-wall transfer similar to before, then navigating one last tube where it is easy to lose traction and fall into the lava just short of the finish. With the finish line now in sight, players can coast to the ring, escaping the fiery volcano. The map was released on April 30th, 2022. Upon its release, the community feedback was not extremely positive. At this point, the player base simply didn't have a desire for challenge maps. Most players wanted to focus on setting faster times on a standard racing map. The idea of going into maps knowing they will crash over and over was not very appealing to many. As a result, for the first month, the map saw very little play, until a small group of players decided they wanted to be the first to defeat the volcano. These players began hosting Mount Pain lobbies nearly daily, and it was only a matter of time until the first online completion. The exact date of the first completion is lost to time, with Zeepkist not yet having a good way to track world records. At some point in July 2022, the player Grim servers managed to be the first to set a time. The wait for the second completion, however, was not nearly as long, with Bear Chills also completing the map within July. After this, the floodgates had been opened, with a few new players completing the map every month. It became a badge of honor for those who put in the time and proved they had the skills required. Challenge maps at their core are not focused around setting the fastest time, but rather setting any time. However, as more and more players began to beat Mount Pain, it's only natural the competition started shifting towards setting the fastest time. Even still, it took until October 2022 for anyone to beat the author time of 3 minutes and 4 seconds, when on October 19th, the player Jackie Cash set the first sub 3 minute time of 2:56. It wouldn't take long, and only a few days later Polord took this record with a time of 2:55. This run was extremely strong, managing to save 9 seconds from the author time without using any skips. They simply managed to preserve more speed throughout the map with smoother transitions. This record stood for many months, and as time passed, the hype surrounding the map started to die down, as other players began releasing newer, more challenging maps. Although not the hardest anymore, Mount Pain still holds a special place in Zeepkist history as the first of its kind. And as such, I found myself playing the map when on June 4th, 2023, I managed to take the record with this run.